Howdy, partner, and welcome to a Paradise Lost podcasting channel. This here's your marshal, Cody. My pronouns are he, they. Joining me as we put the weird into Weird West is...
Hi, I'm Christina. Pronouns are she, they is fine as well. I am playing Emerson Drez. She runs the local theater, and as you will come to learn, she has kind of a paranoia or phobia of birds.
Hi there, everyone. My name's Brendan. My pronouns are he, him, and in this game, I'll be playing John Liberty, the high-kicking sheriff of Caliente.
Hi, my name is Britt. My pronouns are she, her. I'm playing Cassidy Burke, but her friends can call her Sid. Cassidy's a widow who owns a bar, and she always carries a Zippo but doesn't smoke.
Hey guys, my name's Tyler. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Jackie Dawson, kindly and gentlemanly barber of Caliente.
Hey, this is Michaela, she, her, playing Doc Cavell, and she is the town doc who does the best she can in these violent times to walk the line of not adding to the cycle of death, which can be difficult sometimes.
Hi, I'm Alex. I go by he, him. I'm playing Samuel Mammon as the town preacher, a man of spirit and soul and family.
And without further ado, we present to you Deadlands, a fistful of ghost rock. So next up is Emerson.
The things going after me are the automaton, Sid, and Yule, right?
Correct. Automaton and Sid, and then zombies, and then Samuel.
Is anybody actually planning to, shoot them?
I will once it circles back around to me now that the building's protected.
Okay, so if I were to inspire people's shooting, would that last until it comes back around to me again, or just for this turn? Because it does say once a turn.
Until it comes back to you.
Okay. I think since most of us are going to be shooting, I'll go ahead and inspire everyone with their shooting. I'm just going to kind of pull out my Winchester and get it ready. Because I'm at the top of the ladder if John's at the bottom of it. That way, if I need to, I can just try and help him out. All right, guys. What I need you to do is just look down your sights and aim right for the head. I hear that's a clean-cut way to take him out. Okay, so I roll my... it doesn't say specifically what it does. It just says to support one type of trait roll. I'm choosing shooting.
Okay, so success, you give them a +1. Everybody gets a +1. With if you get a raise, they get a +2.
Cool. Well, I did get a success, so everybody gets a +1.
That's for shooting only, correct?
Yes, just shooting. I can only choose one per turn, and I don't think I can do anything else. So, I mean, I've got my gun out and just pointing it towards kind of down where John is, but above John's head. So if I shoot out, it hopefully won't hit him.
That's fine. I'm definitely not a danger magnet of any kind.
No, not in the least bit.
You're not marked for death, I hope.
Yet I'm not.
So with that, it is now the automaton's turn. The automaton attempts to fire its shoulder-mounted buzzer rockets at the group of zombies, and though they don't quite make their mark, they kind of fall out of the chute and fizzle. The robot kind of looks around. Is anyone skilled with making repairs?
I can do D6 repair.
My mounted rocket system requires repairs. I can do it, but it will require some time.
But yes, I can fiddle with things and attempt to repair your rockets.
These are anti-personnel rockets. They would be a great boon if we could get them working. The prospector said so.
Do I have to roll to repair them on my turn?
See. So it's gonna take him 3 turns to repair them. If you roll to repair them, you can successfully do it in 1 turn.
Okay.
So it kind of squats down and begins taking the mounting brackets off so that it can work on the rockets. And that is past turn to however you want to use your turn.
Well, I had like 3 different ideas of what to do. Is he downstairs or upstairs?
He is upstairs with you guys.
Okay. Well, while I'm up here, then I will attempt to do the repair, and then I need to make my way downstairs.
What's your repair stat at?
D6.
Actually, no. You would use, this is a weird thing. This is weird science, so I'd want you to use your weird science on it.
Okay, that's a D10.
It's an infernal device.
That's a terrible roll. Yeah, I'm going to use a Benny.
Good call.
All right, repair attempt number 2. What the fuck?
Wow!
Oh, man. That's what it is. It's almost like you're Tyler and trying to make a medicine roll.
Yeah.
You technically have 2 bennies. You can still get it back.
All right, I'm going to use 1 more Benny.
I can also give you Benny.
That's a success.
I like that way better.
Congratulations. You did it.
You did the thing. Now on his next turn, his shoulder rockets will be working again.
Cool.
Alright, so you take care of that and then you run downstairs. What are you doing downstairs?
If I can still cast something, I want to go to John and cast Smite on him. I'm not sure if, because it's a range, smarts, but will it go through the barrier?
Yeah, he's close enough that it'll go.
Then I will cast Smite on John.
Wait, I'm gonna get smitten.
And that's weird science for that too, correct?
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
So with a raise, your damage is increased by +4.
Damn. So what does Sid do to John, like with her weird science, to give me the increase?
I'm glad you asked. So Sid is going to reach into her bag and pull out a small bottle, and she's going to like mix a couple things into the bottle, and then she pulls out a small device-looking thing. It almost looks like an electric cattle prod, and she zaps the bottle, so it looks like it's electrified, and then she hands you the bottle and tells you to drink it.
Well, I mean, of course he's going to.
Once John drinks it, he has a faint, like neon blue crackling energy about him, specifically focused on his areas of like weaponry.
So on his boots.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, Sid, this is fantastic. Is this one of them creatine drinks? Make you stronger for the gym?
It's just a little something I whipped up when I was upstairs experimenting on cool things to help us out.
Nice. Can't wait to give it a try.
Sid will kind of give him a little half salute and just go, good luck. And she'll kind of take a step into the doorway a little bit more so she's not like too far out behind, like away from the barrier.
Have fun dying. All right. With that, the some of the dead start to close in on the building or on the barrier.
Wouldn't it be me and then the barrier?
I mean, you don't take up the whole building.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because they're coming in from all sides.
Yeah, from like the angle they're coming at, they are getting to you, but some are getting. The attack is focused on the barrier this time. Yeah, they kind of like beat against the barrier. They get to it. They're trying to beat against it, and kind of unsuccessful as shell shock sinks in and dynamite starts raining down around you. John finds himself electrified and ready for battle, covered in blood and gore.
Should we roll damage for the zombies who touched the barrier and did not succeed?
Oh, yeah. What's the damage on your barrier again?
That would be 2d4.
They take no damage as they kind of sizzle on the edge of the barrier. Haha, and the zombies get a joker. That means I get a Benny.
Oh no.
But do they? Do they actually get a joker?
Oh, yeah, I get the joker before you give them the card to change their joker. All right. Do you want to give them the queen or let them keep the joker?
So what does the joker end up doing overall besides giving you a Benny?
For me, it just gives me a Benny. And then lets them jokers go whenever they want in the initiative round.
Joker lets you like interrupt somebody else whenever you want to.
Yeah. Which, them being dumb zombies, I'd take the joker as just gotta go first.
Okay. So it's not really going to matter.
Sam, did you ever go?
Nope, not yet.
Sam's gotta go. And then we go to this new initiative.
All right. So they're still clustering or
Yeah, they're clustering and grouping up around. You've got a big cluster that's starting to circle John, and like a couple that are spread out along the barrier, doing the zappy dance.
don't really want John in the middle of this. I was thinking about using burst, but I think that's probably a bad idea with John in the middle.
If you can, I want to say burst, you can spend an extra point to make it selective to ignore him.
Okay.
I believe.
Take your word on it. I don't have the book open.
And I want to say it applies to like any AoE spell. You just give it. It's +1 per person you want it to avoid, I think.
All right. Well, I just needed to avoid the one person. All right. So let me do my roll.
You can also spend an extra point to do damage +2, or which would cause it to do 3d6 damage or 4d6 with a raise.
I'm just gonna do the normal one right now, I think. How fast do we get points back? Like spell points? Is that just we get them back when we do a long rest?
If you spend a Benny, you get 5 back.
You're a huckster, right?
Well, I can't spend bennies to get them back.
Yeah, you get them back in a fun way. I think you can just deal with the devil to get a certain amount back.
Right, but do you get some back for resting?
Yeah, like throughout the day. Like you don't get them. If I remember right, the duration's long enough that you wouldn't get them back in combat.
No, I was like, if we sleep tonight, we'll be full up tomorrow, sort of thing.
I believe so.
All right, then yeah, I'll use burst, and I will carve out. And I'll can I do both carve out and make it do more damage? Raise it?
Yeah, as long as you want to throw the points on it.
Okay. Then yeah, I will do both. So base it's 2, so if I spend 4, then I should be able to raise it and carve John out.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So Samuel up on the roof there, he's been watching this, looking around and just seeing everything. And he kind of says to you guys, I gotta tell you guys about something after all this. And he turns around, looks down, and just, the Lord does not welcome you. And casts this spell, and basically it's like a blinding flash of light that just explodes basically on John outwards. And he is unscathed in the midst of the carnage that was zombies surrounding him.
Would you say it's a like a pillar of fire?
Sure. So I'll roll my thing, and it's good I got a success after describing that.
Yeah. Also, for the description, I'm going to give you a Benny.
Nice. Thank you.
You also get to roll 4d6 for your damage because you got the raise.
Yeah. This grouping of zombies that was surrounding John, in a bright flash of white light, there's kind of like a perfect circle of no longer bodies there. As the Zambos vaporize. Next up at the top of the initiative, we've got Zambos.
Didn't Christina give them the queen?
Oh, did you swap them out for queen?
I was going to give him the queen unless anybody else wanted it for some reason.
I'm good.
Okay, so then at the top we got Jackie.
Well, if I make a notice roll to see if there's anything that I can interact with the town to like do more damage than just throwing explosives at the zombies, maybe like collapse a structure to hurt them more or something.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a notice roll on that.
Man, my notices are just not that's not the sauce today, huh?
Oh, dude, you're so good at noticing things.
I really am.
You notice that no building's going to be more destructive than 3 sticks of dynamite.
That's a fair point. I guess I'll throw 3 sticks of dynamite at the gap in the zombies that Sam just created to like widen the gap a little bit. But I'm going to throw it enough away so that it doesn't hit the building, but it like makes another crater of dead zombies, you know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I sure do appreciate yous all softening them up for me.
Okay, it's a success.
You're probably deaf now.
So, yeah, I'm going to tape 3 of them together and yell to the zombies, just a little bit off the top, fellas, watch out now, and throw the stack of 3 into the zombie horde.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me 66.
God dang.
God damn, Tyler.
You doing it to him, son.
Gotta do it to it.
I feel like that John, who's like down there at kind of like not ground zero, but like just far enough away that he's not getting hit by the blast.
Yeah, you probably felt the heat from that one.
You probably got a little splattered.
Probably. I feel like that he's like keeping his hands like on his ears while that he waits for the initial explosions to finish before that he goes in and cleans up.
Yeah.
That made me imagine him running around with his hands on his head, running around just jump kicking like that.
I'm about halfway through the dynamite, so more is coming.
That's fine. You're also about we're about halfway through the zombies.
Okay.
All right.
Jackie is like shouting to let everyone know that there's gonna be fucking explosives flying before they get tossed. Like you're getting essentially a hey, heads up.
All right. That moves on to Emmy.
Well, since it doesn't seem anybody is consistently using the same shit, I'm just going to fire on them. Take my gun, level it, just kind of aim at the closest little bit to John, and just be like, "Hey, John, make sure you duck," and then fire.
As you say that to a man who has his hands over his ears, and even if he didn't, it would probably be deaf anyway from the multiple explosions.
Multiple explosions, flashbangs. John just has 0 senses right now. He's running off base, gritty instinct.
He's having flashbacks to the war.
All right, and what are you shooting with?
My Winchester.
Gotcha.
Oh, so I actually get +2 to shoot. So
Yeah.
that's technically 9.
So you get that 9, so that's with a raise. All right, so you do 3d6 to one target, but, the zombies are one target.
That's why I figured it wouldn't really matter too much.
All right. Yeah, there's a zombie steps up to John, and John thinks he's about to finally get in on some of the action, and then its head explodes. And then Emerson says duck. Anything else you want to do?
I don't think I can shoot and inspire, so.
Yeah, you can shoot. We'll say inspire is a quick action.
Okay.
So you can do that instead of your move.
I don't know if John's going to be able to hear me, because it does count on him being able to hear me. But I'm going to look at him and be like, all right, John, I got that one. Now the next ones are for you. Kick them really hard.
Are you giving me an inspiration to my fight dice?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Next up is Val.
Oh, I'm giving Britt a Benny also.
A Benny. Thanks.
Yep, I can give them to you guys too. So I don't try to use them very often unless it's really bad.
All right. Next up is Val. What you gonna do?
Throwing dynamite goes on athletic. That was the consensus.
Yes, thrown weapons are athletics.
Never mind. So, seeing that we're making some headway, Val will aim her gun down at the zombies, seeing how Emerson was able to do her thing, and makes an attempt to shoot at the zombies down below.
Okay, so you got the success on your shot. So go ahead and roll damage.
Since the new round changed the initiative, does the inspiration for shooting still apply, or is that gone since Emerson had her turn?
That is gone since Emerson's turn has passed.
Yeah, I redid the inspiration, but I did it for fighting.
Wait, we got another new initiative?
Do what?
We got another new initiative?
Yeah, initiative changes each round.
Oh. All right, good to know.
Did a 4.
You see the bullet strikes, but just goes like right through a zombie's shoulder. Not really doing much to slow them down. Did you want to do anything else with your turn, Val?
I don't think I can. Well, since barrier is already cast, would it be like a bonus action, like a quick action to modify the barrier since it's already down, or would that be a whole different turn?
How did you want to modify it?
I was just going to increase the hardness from 10 to 12, which is just a single power point, if I recall. Yes, it is. I mean, I'm fine either way. If not, it'll just be the end of my turn.
You gotta do those when you cast the spells. So you'd have to pretty much cast a new wall.
Okay, it's fine.
Alright, so next up is Val. Sid.
Alright, so I'm on the ground level, but I'm inside. Can I see, like, are there still zombies outside, like, near John? Or in the area I can see?
There are, but from this level, you would have trouble shooting through the barrier.
Then can I go back upstairs and then shoot?
Let's see.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back upstairs and pull out my Colt Peacemaker 45, and then I'm gonna shoot at the zombies.
All right, roll to hit.
And you said the +1 to shooting was going from Christina's inspiration, right?
Correct. Yes.
See, now everybody wants to shoot this round.
All right.
You made it look so good.
All right. So that is a successful hit. So roll your damage.
Now, Grim Servant adds +1 to damage too, right?
Yes. Another shot rings out, and y'all aren't quite used to aiming for the kill shots. Another bullet pierces through the hanging off fleshy bits of a zombie wand. It's John. Did you want to get anything else with your turn?
No, that I think is going to. Well, is John is after me, right?
Yes.
And did the zombies already go this round? They were in the beginning, right?
Yeah, they already went.
How
I
much
thought Sam
more?
was next. Yeah, it should be Sam, then the automaton, and then John.
Well, he still goes after me. Like he didn't already go, is what I was getting.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I think that's going to be the end of my turn.
Wait, I didn't make the zombies go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I wasted my first round doing deflect on myself, and I haven't even been attacked. Like, come on, Cody.
Yeah, the zombies are I meant for the zombies to attack John, just to show how ridiculous his deflection is. So I didn't.
Come on and hit me.
I just didn't do it on paper. All right, what's your parry at, Brendan?
My parry should be at a 10.
Dope. Let's see if their D6 can beat 10. And I can't even give them gang up bonus.
Right? Because I'm a martial artist.
Oh man, Brendan, would you like to explain to me why a group of zombies can't even get close to hitting your 10?
I feel like that John is just kind of like hopping around on the balls of his feet and just kind of like stretching. And as that he's stretching and like is looking up and like waving to his friends up on the top of the building, or like guzzling down some of the creatine drink that Sid's given him. He's just kind of like accidentally dodging out of the way.
Alrighty. So yeah, that is the sorry attempt to swing on John by the zombies. So next up is Father Samuel.
Using this wand thing, am I still casting spellcasting, or am I using a different thing now?
Yeah, you still use your spellcasting, it just doesn't take up points to use it.
Alright, well that's what I'm gonna do then, so spellcasting. I guess I'll use a Benny to redo it. So why not? That's a little better.
That is a little better.
Slightly. He looks kind of focused as he's messing with this wand thing. The first time was kind of an accident, and he wants to see if he can like do it on purpose this time. Yeah, he aims at a zombie that's headed John's way and takes a nice shot. Should I use the wand light beam, or kind of how I had...
Yeah, however you want to flavor it.
How I imagine the bolt for Samuel was basically like shooting just a stream of like biblical locusts.
I dig it.
Alright, so that's what happens. He just turns, whips out this wand, pretty focused, and then just this like stream of locusts just laser beam at a zombie and just like devour it. Or devour whatever part it hits. And I guess that's his turn.
Some fucking wild ass Prince of Egypt shit going on here.
Oh, I needed damage. I'm like, dirt. Oh, it's 2d6.
3d6 because you got a raise.
Oh, alright. Cool. Well, 6 damage.
Did you want to re-roll that with a Benny?
Sure. I mean, we kind of just get a set number of bennies at the beginning of a session, right?
Yeah, but you earn them back from and like each session resets to 3 bennies. So next session you're gonna get 3 more.
Okay. I mean, yeah, might as well. All right. I think I did that
better.
Right again. There you
go. All right. The numbers are really starting to dwindle as your compatriots have taken out 2/3 of them.
Oh boy. Sounds like it's finally my turn.
Yeah, because the rockets are kind of a clear out. So yeah, I definitely want you to have your turn before the other goes, because if its rockets go off, then you just won't have a turn, and I don't want that. That's lame.
No. Oh, right. I forgot the automaton goes. No, if you have it go, dude.
Let's see if its rockets go off. If its rockets go off, then we'll take a turn in tandem, where you kick as the rockets red glares.
America.
Fuck yeah. The automaton takes a knee on the rooftop and fires a set of missiles up into the air. And Brendan, what would you like to do?
While the kind of seeing the missiles and like where they're going, John is going to aim himself basically like a missile launching off the ground. No, John is going to actually launch himself, like looking at where the missiles are going to land, like trying to figure out where they're going to land with his like just kind of I guess
dodging in and out of the little red AoE markers that pop up because this is an MMORPG.
Exactly, yeah.
Come on, zombies.
John is going to like launch forward and start like just jumping up and like kicking, like aiming to just like knife kick through the head of one and then like go through more, as that he's like trying to like get ahead of where the missiles like AoE would actually hit him, basically.
Yeah. Roll me your attack.
And what was the bonus that I got for the support from Christina?
Was it +1 or +2, Christina?
Get +1.
+1.
All right, so a success with 2 raises. Because it's been a while since I've kicked someone. What do I get? Do I get anything for the raise? Doesn't that up my damage?
I think getting a raise adds a d6 to your damage. I want to say, if I remember right.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. So in that case, then I'm rolling my strength, which is currently a d10, plus 2d6, plus 4 from the creatine.
Yeah.
The pre-workout hoagie.
Yeah, the pre-workout hoagie. So, wow. I know that like that 2 damage is still pretty fucking good for just using my kicks, but like I almost want to use a Benny.
I mean, it's the end of the night and you get them back.
Kind of no reason not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that if that's cool.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, is this also calculating on the rocket's damage as well, or just John's on his own?
Just John's on his own.
Yeah, I'll take doing 3 damage with just kicking shit.
Yeah, that's like
murdering. John just kind of goes through like the nearest zombie, like just cuts, like boot goes roll. He lands, jumps where the rockets are going to land in front of him, and he's like, "Oh no!" And then like raises his foot up to kick, and then as that he does, like there's almost not enough momentum, and then the rockets land behind him and just propel him forward and like foot into zombie's face into a building.
With that, as the smoke settles, you notice a single solitary figure standing in the middle of town. "Oh, monsieur, we can't have you destroying the company property like this." And it clears up a little. The man doesn't look like Mr. Lafayette that y'all met. He looks a little shorter, a little on the pudgier side, built like a brick shithouse. Definitely wide, angular shoulders. And you can see he's wearing a patch on the front of his shirt that like takes up his whole chest, that is in the shape of a Ranger's star. you all, rockets red glared a town full of zombies. And as the dust cleared, on the other end of the main fair, standing opposite of Sheriff John Liberty, is a man with knives on his feet and a big star emblazoned on his shirt's chest. Or he says to you, "My name is New York Ranger Remil Lemieux."
I'm gonna look to the New York Ranger and be like, you know, bud, you've got a lot of nerve bringing.
What? What the fuck did you just say, son?
I said you's got a lot of nerve bringing these undead into town.
Well, you see, you can't bring undead into the town where they already live. But it's interesting to know you didn't do this. I heard you were working with the Bayou Vermilion mine.
Working with them? Fuck. No. They came out to my town not a few weeks ago, and I asked if we wanted set up a shop or whatever. Train. That's what it was. A train. And I told them no, you's fucking lying to me, and I kicked them real good. I see you's got some knives on your feet there. You been trained by the Red Giant?
No. I've my master has trained us in the ways of destroying the giant and his kin.
Oh, no. See, you's got it wrong. See, the giant's here to cause to free the world from the oppressors. So I think you're on the wrong side of history here, bud.
I believe history is written by the victor, so it would be a shame to kill a sheriff in his own territory. I'll just make my way back to Philadelphia now.
I'm gonna look back at everyone else and just be like, what should we do? Like, just kind of like shrug my shoulders and be like, anyone else got some input?
John, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know. New York or Philadelphia, you all got knives on your feet, and I don't know what to make of all that.
I feel like things escalated a little quickly.
And what's with the knives? Why are they on your feet?
That way, when you kick people with all of the force of a kick, it glides through them like a blade on ice.
Maybe this is a northerner thing. We don't get no knives on our feet around these parts.
It is. There are very few outside of the north who know the way of the knife foot, the White Star martial arts.
Nah, see, he's wrong over there. It is not White Star martial arts and nothing. Fucking New York Ranger bullshit. Fucking, it is obviously the art of the Red Giant that you have confused yourself with. You are going off of
Wait a second.
What's up, Sam?
The art of the White Star? I thought that was like a ship or something.
Yes, the Europeans brought it over on their steamships, and it's been taught throughout the Americas and bastardized many different ways by the Manitou.
So, what's your deal then, bud? You's here to fight me, or you's here to, like, compliment me on the good work that me and my posse did?
Well, I'm here to investigate the chaos that a follower of the Red Giant martial arts has sown, but my intel said that you were the cause of the zombies, and clearly if that were the case, you wouldn't have the good preacher back there backing you up. So you get to live another day.
Oh, you say I get to live another day. Okay, well, I certainly do appreciate this. How about we go grab a hoagie down at Gino's and we can, catch up and then I'll kick your ass later.
We can set a chili time. Gino's does sound delicious.
I'm sorry, we can set a what?
All right. I guess in your dojo it was probably called Donnybrook.
I hate you,
okay. Okay. See, the Red Giant just taught me about the good old penalty boxes where I put people.
Yes, so they can commit a crime in 4 more minutes. Anyways, I've talked long enough. I need to get to the root of this issue. If you don't know who did this, then I guess there's more law and order afoot.
Wells, if I had to take a guess, I would definitely say that it was probably Bayou Vermilion, which I think that we were on the way to talk to, but what do you guys think? Should we go kick in some heads, or what's the plan?
Well, my assumption was this was their work, and assuming that, well, I guess my inclination is not to kick heads, but they should be dealt with.
I think we're all in agreement that we will not be working with them in the future, correct? Or at all? Like, we have not at all been working with them and will continue to not work with them, right?
Certainly my intention.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Then I advise we simply rescind our presence here, return back to town and get our own business underfoot. This isn't our problem.
If you wish, I would... My investigation does carry me to their camp. I would be glad to take a message with me.
I suppose you can tell them that we regret to inform them that their business will no longer be required in the town of Caliente.
I will let them know that they are no longer welcome in these parts.
Very well.
And he turns to go. As he's walking away, he flips John a bird, but keeps walking.
The birds.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. He knows the greeting. Go birds. And he's gonna return. He's gonna flip them back off.
Oh man. All right. So we're looking to head back to Caliente.
The want to, when you're just like, he knows about flipping the bird, to be like, birds? Where? And shoot his finger.
I gotta be real. I don't like that guy. No, not one bit.
I don't know. He seems to be awful fond of you.
It seemed like you knew him, or he knew you at least.
What? No. We're like rivals.
Well, doesn't that mean that you would know each other then? You can't be rivals unless you have some kind of acquaintance with one another.
Well, I mean, obviously he's opposed to the Red Giant. It's from a different school of thought for the kicking arts. And like he just wears his knives out like that. Like, geez, come on. Like, how do you even like get anywhere? Horses don't like it when you got knives on your feet.
Well, he wasn't riding a horse, unless I missed that part.
Didn't I recall you and the mayor talking about how them knife feet cause a whole bunch of war crimes?
Well, yeah, that's why I don't use my knife feet. Also, I didn't bring any of them out. Because, it's not, there's no ice out here. Thank you for taking the time to enjoy our show. If you liked what you heard, why not tell your friends, or hit the like button. If you loved it or have ways we can improve, leave a comment on the episode or a review to help us get out to more ears. I'm always looking for feedback to improve the show. Speaking of feedback, you could also send that to apairofdicelost on Twitter or apairofdicelost@gmail.com. The theme music for this game is Born Barnstormers by Brian Boyko, used under a Creative Commons license. And finally, for making it this far, why don't you go ahead and refill all your bennies for the week?
Gotta wash that hoagie down with something. The pre-workout hoagie.
Shut the fuck up, Cody.
Like he bends over to pick up a hoagie off the ground and they swipe over him.
Okay, listen, I love hoagies just as much as anyone else, but I am not picking up a hoagie off the ground and eating it.
Come on, man. It's your road hoagie. What's wrong?
I am not going to eat that road hoagie. Definitely going to use his karate to turn into like a weapon, totally base his karate off of a weapon here.
Yes, the American martial art, the art of the missile. I'm familiar.
Yes, exactly.
The art of the ICBM.
Just gonna go full Kengan Ashura here. But no.
All right, buddy, don't listen to the haters. We're happy to have you here.
Third time's a charm. Glad you're here, Craig.
Good to have you with us, son.
Whoa.
So,
what the fuck was that, Brendan?
It was my Richard Nixon impression.
All right, settle down.
You sound like a man with a mustache. That's the only thing I can identify about that voice.
Why does it have to be only a mustache? Like there's nothing else?
Mutton chops and a mustache.
Okay, I can take that. Am I also
going
bald?
For time period appropriate.
No, you're balding, but you're not bald.
The mutton chops, the mustache, and a skullet for 500.
You look like the main character of Disco Elysium with sound.
Oh.
Wow. That's fucked up.
what do you mean, what?
They're doing a meme in chat.
You can't do that when Britt can't hear. You can't say what, Britt.
Sorry.
I got it right away. It was glorious.
I
Get
didn't want
wrecked,
to post
Cody.
GIFs because I figure maybe that would help if I don't post GIFs.
I'm gonna.
But how will we communicate?
Oh man, the White Star was the sister ship of the Titanic.
Technically, it was the White Star Line, I think.
Ah.
Yep, that was around at the time.
Okay, glad you checked it because I was like, weren't there cars on there? Didn't Leonardo DiCaprio bang in a car on there?
He did.
Cars have been around a lot longer than you
Titanic,
think.
sure. But no, the company was founded in 1845.
Dope.
So, all right, correct me, but these are all hockey references, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, they're horrible hockey references. Why did put the hockey emoji?
I'm so glad I'm not the only one that is struggling to get the references. I saw the hockey stick and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Like,
Who's the
I
New York
went,
hockey team? Is that what the White Stars reference?
It's the New York Rangers, who are the rivals of the Philadelphia Flyers, because they've met in the Stanley Cup like 5 fucking times.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't know that the Rangers were the New York hockey team.
Also, if in case I didn't need to spell it out, the Red Giant is very clearly Gritty.
Of course.
yeah, you needed to spell that out for me.
Isn't Gritty orange?
Yes.
Isn't
I also don't know what the
colorblind?
fuck a gritty is.
You don't know what a gritty is?
Oh, dude.
Hold on.
You forget, I exist somewhere very different from you.
I apologize, Britt.
She apologizes and then sends a shit ton of things that make my computer cry.
I mean, you sound all right still for now. Just don't look at them. That is a
Okay.
gritty.
And fearsome it is.
I just switched over to the Dice channel for now.
That real-life mascot is pretty infamously known for causing physical violence at hockey games with other mascots.
Okay.
Like actual violence.
Wow.
Not
Like
fun
some
mascot
like
plushie
like,
that are
pe-
open
some like some
mouth.
people who were in that outfit have been arrested. I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
He's fucking creepy. Like nightmare fuel looking at that face.
For whatever reason, people have kind of associated gritty with like very like oh god, I'm trying to think of exactly how to fucking phrase it, but like very
I think
like
gritty is typically pretty antithetical to the capitalist movement.
yeah.
Okay.
Anti-establishment icon.
Yes, bordering on an anarchist icon.
All right. Well, I am enlightened.
All right, now that we've had some hockey history.
Yeah, sorry to totally derail it, but I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's okay. It's okay.
I knew what was going on as like the first time that Cody described the star, and I just went, "You son of a bitch!"
Brendan, are you a hockey fan, Brendan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know
no
that.
idea.
yeah,
dude.
hockey's like the only sport that I watch.
I didn't know that.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah, dude, I fucking love hockey.
How have we been friends all this time and I had no idea?
If it makes
Mhm.
makes you feel better, I had no fucking clue that he really liked hockey either.
I've been wanting to get into hockey, but I don't know where the gate to entry to being a hockey fan is.
Yeah, you just start by watching the Washington Capitals.
No, you don't.
You literally do. Just
Okay,
watch Alexander Ovechkin check people.
So the
I have a
gate to
friend-
enter into hockey is hope that there's a playoff series of Flyers versus Penguins, and watch the boxing match on ice.
Yeah.
My friend is a really, really big Bruins fan, so I know a little bit about the Bruins.
I just grew up watching, like, literally going to Everblades games. So
Wait, you're also a hockey fan?
I
What?
only like going to hockey games in person. I don't like watching them on TV.
Florida's got a great
yeah.
hockey culture.
Yeah.
Like California is known for theirs.
Me and my dad used to go to Richmond Renegades games like all the fucking time.
Same. But my mom. Does California have a hockey team? I feel like they should.
I think they do.
I mean, there's a.
I don't think they're good.
Isn't there like a Vegas team?
They've got 3 NHL teams.
I know North Carolina has a pretty influential team. The Twisters,
Yeah,
as I recall, right?
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes. My bad.
Yeah, dude, San Jose Sharks, Los Angeles Kings, and the Anaheim Ducks. Dude, how do you forget about the fucking Mighty Ducks?
Man,
That's
Where
true.
the fucking Ducks are from?
Dude,
The
you gotta
Mighty
fly into
Ducks
beef formation
who combated Russia and won.
I've seen the movie. It doesn't mean I know where the fucking team is from.
I didn't know either, to be honest with you, but I do love the movie.
You just got to go up to someone and then just start saying quack, and then like if they understand, they'll start yelling quack back at you.
Hey,
Quack, quack, quack,
Quack, quack, quack, quack.
quack.